Sorry about that. I had to basically toss out the cat, my cat Shadow, out of the basement where I'm at right now. Because it was about to bite a head off of a kitten. So I had to basically grab its tail so it attacks me, and, well, my wrist got cut. It's bleeding right now, but I don't really care. Yeah. So, we're going back, and All Might explains One for All and stuff like that to the girls, basically, his quirk. After that, the girls say, well, I can kind of see where Midoriya is going. Izuku is going here. If I can kind of understand if Izuku wants to give One for All, okay, brain fart function. Okay, like I was trying to say before, after dumb amounts of brain power, I'm not making sense anymore, okay? Sense. But after explaining One for All, the girls say, well, I can kind of see where Izuku was going with this. He wants to give the quirk much power possible, so giving it to a person who has a copy quirk would. And all the girls look at Izuku and says, Izuku, are you okay not receiving this? Yeah, I thought it over. Monichi is the best choice for this. It evolves her quirk just a little bit, what I'm understanding, and it's basically a straight enhancement. And the weakest one here, sorry, but physically anyway, is Monichi. And then after that would be Jiro. And then the strongest one here would be Kendo. And then after that would be Mina. I can understand why you guys want to understand that. Maybe want this power, but I chose Monichi because she has 3 things. Sorry, I thought someone was calling my name. Well, after that, after that, it's going to start the training camp. Not the training camp. Getting into UA. So, I'm going to find a picture of, basically, the girls, right now, they have maybe about, Onichi has more muscle than everyone else. Well, sorry about that. Sorry if you hear any background noises. Anyway, let's get back to it again. Where were we? What was the word? Darn it, brain fart again. Give me a second. I remember now. It was not even 5 seconds. they were talking about the muscles. Basically, Onichi would be the strongest now, and so Izuku would be the first strongest, then Kendo, then Onichi, then Mina. Mina would be in third, and then Jiro. But she still has a little bit of muscle. So, give me a second. I'm getting tired of that picture. Sorry about that noise in the background. I don't know if you could hear that or not. Well, if I did not say this already, this is how Izuku looks, but with some green tinges in his hair and one green eye. After saying that, so after that, it would be, we would skip, because it took Izuku, with no muscle at all, 10 months to clean up the whole entire beach. So, if we use the same thing Izuku did, but with 5 different people, and Izuku just working, with tactics and stuff like that, strategy, because he's strong enough as it is. He's working on his, intelligence. He's training his body just a bit, iron bone training, and his toughness a bit more, by letting the girls hit his barrier, basically. And sorry for all the background noises. I'm just going to continue with this. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't focus or think. Like I was trying to say before, after all those rude pauses and quick pauses, I'm sorry. That took about, I'm not even keeping track anymore. Well, let's just continue with this. After this, I'm going to end it here. I'm sorry for if it's short or not, but I'm just going to get it to where it's at the end part. That's all I'm getting it to. And when I'm upstairs in my room, I will finish it there. After that, it was, yeah, so just for safety part, so Onichi is the third strongest, and it would be, like, a little bit better. Okay, sorry about that. Interrupted, again. I'm sorry if you hear that. I'm just going to power through it by raising up my voice a bit. Where were we? Oh yeah. Onichi is the third strongest, so, and there's 5 other people there, so, and Mina was using her quirk basically to tone down, basically controlling how much acid she can put out, basically, in a solid stream. So basically, like, license exam Mina. Jiro is learning how to do ki, and is learning ki from Izuku. And well, you can kind of understand that. So she can help her body, because she's the weakest one, so she does not want to be left behind. But so she's also basically using her earphone jacks to making them, basically putting them into the trash, wiggling them out to another side, seeing how flexible they are. Then after that would be Kendo. Kendo's just carrying, basically, the trash to the dump. Not carrying it. She's basically getting the more taller pieces that are more at the top to the bottom for Onichi. So like at the top of it, it's more higher up, so you want a bigger grasp on it to pull it down. And for Izuku, like I said before, it's strategy. Planning out stuff like that. And after that, it was about 5 months that took them to clean up the whole entire beach. There's 5 of them, so it's 5 days. Because Izuku helped sometimes if Monichi was having a little bit of pain or something like that. He just focused his barrier on that joint. Basically helping, giving her a type of armor made out of the barrier. After that, All Might gave Monichi his quirk by saying, "Eat this." And Izuku is chuckling, but the girls are saying, "Huh?" Monichi is saying, "Wait, huh? Do I actually have to eat that?" All Might says, "Well, if you want my quirk, you have to eat or have some of my DNA inside. So, I don't think you want to drink a cup of blood, so a piece of hair will do the trick." And sorry about that. I had a hangnail I had to get. After that, after she grudgingly swallows it, after she grudgingly eats it, after that, after she grudgingly eats it, they say, well, maybe a break won't hurt to let the the hair digest, Izuku says. So, you girls want to go on a date? Hello, little one. You want to say hi to them? Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, say hi. Well, one of them said hi. Okay. sorry about that. Back to the thing. That tickles. One of the cats are licking my feet. I just took a break to sit down on the floor. After that, after everything is said and done, oh my god, I can't focus with the cat licking my foot, so give me a second. Okay, everything's said and done. They go on the date. It is about a couple hours. They go to the park, basically. They go to the park, and well, after 3 hours, they go back to the beach. I'm sorry. After about 2 hours, they go back to the beach. All Might's there, and he says, try activating the quirk. And Manishi says, how do you do it? Activate it, I mean. He says just the same thing he told Midoriya, and Izuku says, he sucks at teaching. Okay, don't do what he said. Manishi, you're going to hurt yourself. I'm just going to state this. If it's like a enhancement, think about this. If you're going to enhance your body, would you rather enhance one part or all of it? And she says, all of it, of course. And would you want it to be turned on for a quick second or not? Would you want it you want it on internal? Okay. Do you want it on like a light switch, or do you want it off? And she says on. So, well, put those two things together. You have it all throughout your body, and keep it turned on. And before you do it, was the third thing. Remember what he said at the beginning? If you use too much of it, you're going to break your body. So what do? Think of it as a volume. Would you want to turn it up all the way to the max, or turn it down? And she says, I would turn it down, of course. Well, there's your answer. That's how you activate your quirk. But think of something that you want. Think and imagine how it looks. For me, when I use my quirk, I have to imagine what I'm putting up, or what I'm using. For me to activate my quirk. And And talk to other people as well. Talk to the other girls, seeing how they activate their quirk. So would you want it? And imagine how you activate it. How do you activate your copy quirk? He says. Izuku says. And Uniji says, so I'm activating it like another quirk, but letting it flow through my body. So it's like a crystal ball filled with energy. Use that as your example. If it breaks, you break your body. Understand? So lower the output that you're letting out. You understand that? And she says, yeah, I got it. So I need to lower the output. So she unlocks full calling. To put it simply. Well, after that, Izuku says, now aim it into the ocean so you don't hurt anything else. She says, yeah, got it. And almost thinking, this kid, if he was my sister, he would be unstoppable at the start. He already knows how to use one for all by not even using it. And he's been studying all this time on strategy and outlooks. He's even changed the American Dream Plan into something that works for the girls instead of boys. So I'm actually thinking if I'm just wondering, this is in All Might's head anyway. All Might says in his head anyways, he's thinking, what would it be if that young Midoriya, young Izuku, and young Lunigi had a child? What quirk would it be? And would it have one for all? He's just thinking in his head, basically. And while he's thinking that, he's watching the sea, basically, in his small might form. Basically not wasting any time. And she throws a punch around 10%. Because you have to imagine this point of view. They're in college, and you're friends with Kendo. So you're going to be training sometimes, not a lot, but you also have a copy quirk as well. So I'm being kind of generous here. So after Lenichi uses the quirk, 10% is the max limit. 5 is okay. 7 sprains. No, 10 it sprains. Or she pulls something. 25, not 25. 15, her, muscles, not muscles, her bones break. Then at 20, she breaks her arm. You understand? So, after that, so after that, she throws a punch, splitting the ocean, and then, well, Izuku says, well, we have 5 months, and none of you have studied. Especially you, Mina. She says, okay, I will study. And Monichi says, fine, we'll study. So, basically, the rest of the month, not the rest of the month, like, for the last, yeah, so, like, they'll study, and then they'll come over to train their quirks on the beach, a little bit more, and then they'll study, so basically, for the first half hour of the, okay, at the starting of the day, they'll train, then they come over to study, but Izuku says, it's getting quite hassle to go back there and there. So one day, he brings his books, his study books, basically, to the beach. And the girls are already there, training their quirks. And Izuku says, okay, you might not like this, but we're going to be training and learning at the same time. They say, huh? What do you mean by that? All the girls say. Let me put it simply. I'm going to ask you questions while you're using your quirks. Try to focus, not breaking concentration on what you're doing, but try to answer the question correctly. I'll write down the answers that you get correctly, and after that, you stop, you do it without training using your quirk, and see if it gives you a small increase in your intelligence when you're using your quirk, Izuku says. And they said that I never thought of it that way. Because Monichi says, well, that would work for me, but I don't know about the others. Well, that's why we're here. We're going to see if we can evolve your quirks by a little bit. I'm going to put up some barriers. I'm going to decrease the strength of them, but not to the degree that I'm going to set it up so where if you hit the barrier, you won't get sent flying back, and I won't take damage. You understand? They said, huh? How do you know how to do that? I've been training and learning different strategies and different abilities while you guys were training. While you guys were doing that, I was studying and mental and stuff like that. I was doing more mental stuff than physical stuff for the last 5 months. Why did you guys think you did not see me that often? And how did you think I made that armor for Monichi when she strained her muscles too much? They said, now that you mention it, it does make sense. Well, I'm going to be doing the same way that I basically made my quirk evolve to you guys, seeing if that way works for you guys as well. I was using my quirk while I was using my quirk while my mom read off my mom write off my notes and stuff like that, and seeing if I know the answer while I'm focusing on my quirk. Because my quirk needs a lot of focus for me to use. And if I don't use the focus correctly, I get hurt in return. Well, I found out something else. If I don't focus on my quirk and just use it, the effects won't work. I don't take damage, it's just the straight up shield that you're punching. It will help you guys, but it would also help me with strengthening up my barrier. It's just the amount of damage it can take then. And with that out of the way, let's get started, okay? I'm going to start with Kendo. We're going to start with your hardest subject, math. And she says, okay. And then we go, and then after that, we're going to start with your second hardest, science. And then after, basically, science, so math, science. Okay, it was math, science, for me anyway, I see Kendo as more of a person that loves to read. So reading would be her highest skill. And then anything doing with reading, basically. And then it would be geometry, stuff like that. Then we go over to Jiro. Because I'm just going to say Jiro is, when I see Jiro, I think of more math and stuff like that would be her strong suit. Because she needs to know sound waves and stuff like that. So, that's what I'm saying there. So, we're going to start with English. And, like, English in Japan ways, so basically Japan language. Or proper ways to say stuff. And then after that would be maybe stuff like that would be difficult for their personalities. Mina would be struggling on math, science, math, science, algebra. There. And geometry. Basically all math subjects. Math in general, she's failing in. She's got enough to pass, but just barely. She got a C in high school. In math. And geometry and stuff like that. So, took her a lot of smarts. She even had to copy Zuku's homework 3 times. After that, it would be Onichi. She's failing in, when I look at Monoma's character, in self-respect, not self-respect, English, reading, stuff like that. She would be failing in. Sorry, wrong button. After that, it would be more over. after that, it would be moreover. Then Izuku tells them to stop training and do another test like this. It's not similar questions, but okay, it's similar questions, basically. It's like similar answers, but different wording. Using different wording and different explaining, stuff like that. Explaining stuff like that. Then after that, it would be after that, they are done their test, and for just plot's sake, I'm just going to say, I'm just listen to the plot's sake anyways. For plot's sake anyways, it would be Monichi with a higher score than her other one, so it would be a 35 to a 75. Not a 35, sorry. It's 50 to 75 for her. So, her thing does increase. The 75 is with her quirk. Without her quirk, she got the 50. So a B, but with the other one, it would be a B+. And where were we? Yeah. So Monichi's with her quirk, it increases her intelligence by a lot. And just remind you, that was 10%. Then after that, it would be... After that, it would be, Jiro with using her quirk and focusing, it would be lower than her trying to focus. So she got a, for not using her quirk, she got an average of, not an average, she got a score of, of 60. And with using her quirk with it, she got, she got a 42. She got a 42. And for not Momo, Mina, sorry. For Mina, with using her quirk, she got a, without using her quirk, she got a not a 70, a 22 without using her quirk. With using her quirk, she got a 30 with using her quirk. For Kendo, she, without using her quirk, she got sorry about that. With Kendo using her quirk, without Kendo using her quirk, she got a 95. And with using her quirk, she got a slight increase, just a slight, by 1, so 95, 96. No, 97, sorry. That sounds right. So, Izuku says, well, he was saying that to them, saying, well, this is Onichi's score, this is Kendo's, this is Jiro's, this is, Mina's. So seems like Mina has a intelligence side of the quirk that we did not know, Izuku says, and so does Kendo by 2. It just raises your IQ by 2. It raises Mina's by a lot, and so does the other one, Monichi. So does Amichi's, with using One For All. With using One For All, she gets a big bonus. So, we can kind of understand and see who's in the lead here if we get your intelligence up. And Jiro. And she says, yeah? Well, we're going to help you with your specialty. And she says, what is that? Your earphones. You can plug them into a wall and hear anyone who's talking. So, aka, a spy. Your hero would be classified as a spy. Kendo's would be classified as a rescue or fighter. Either or. Same thing with Mina. Onichi is all the categories because with copy in the mix. And with me, I'm more of a defense person. But I can use my quirk offensively by using other weapons. They say, well, Jiro says, well, I'm fine with being a spy, but you might, and still, you need to teach me how to do that. I still need help learning some ki. I still need help learning with ki and stuff like that to increase my abilities. And Yuzuki says, yeah, I will teach you all how to use ki. Except for Kendo, because she already knows how to. Look what you did. Look what you did. Shadow. Shadow, look what you did. Yeah. 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 Okay, after that, sorry, I thought I paused it. After that, it would be, hmm. After that, it would be a little time skip, and Izuku is basically helping them with fighting his barriers that don't reflect damage back and does not break on him that much. And after that, before we move on to the last part, and I pause it here and head upstairs, the last part, here. The last part is, Onichi says, no, Izuka says, hey, Onichi, you've been training One for All quite a lot lately, so I'm just going to say something. What happens when you use your copy quirk and One for All together? This is like 3 months before the entrance exam. And Onichi says, huh? But is that a little bit dangerous? Well, just Kendo. She says, yeah? Let, Mina, you use your, let Mina copy your quirk and see. And Mina? Okay. Onichi, you know how Kendo's, Jiro's, and Mina's quirk work, right? He says, yeah? Okay. Girls, they say, we allow you to use our quirks. Okay, so, Onichi, go ahead and copy. I want to test out this theory here. So, Onichi copies, Jiro, Mina's, and Kendo's quirk. And Onichi, says, what do I do now? Okay. Because you have One for All. Activate that first. Because you're already activating your copy quirk. Got it? And she does. It boosts the copies by a little bit. By a lot, actually. Sorry, not a little. And after that, Izuku says, okay, Onichi. And she says, yeah, activate Kendo's quirk first. Okay, she activates Big Hands. Okay, now activate Jiro's quirk in the fingertips of the quirk. Huh? But is it not supposed to be on my earlobes? I'm testing something here. Think about it. One for All allows you to boost your quirk and your creativity with mixing other quirks together, Izuku says. So you have 3 quirks at your disposal. You can mix 3 of them together. You can mix 3 of them together for a day and work out that combo. Because these 3 are all different, you're going to be testing them with different combinations first. So we're going to test with Big Hands first, then Jiro's, then Mina's. Got it? Then Big Hands, Mina's, then Jiro. Then we're going to do Mina, Big Hands, Jiro. Mina, Jiro, Big Hands. And then we're going to do Jiro, Kendo, Mina. And then we're going to do Jiro, Mina, Kendo. And he says that, saying, it's a little confusing, but you're going to find out it's a lot easier. Just try it. You can see if it works or not. So, Onichi says, sure. She Onichi creates Kendo's fist, Big Hands, first. Then she creates earphone jack on the ends of the fingertip. So basically where it usually bends, the first bend, and then the second bend, that's where, replace that part with earphone jack, or a jack. The part at the end. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 jacks on her fingers, basically. And after that, after that, she mixes acid into the bunch. And she says, where do I put this then? And Izuku says, at the very end. So you're firing it off through the earphone jacks. Make a tiny hole in them and let the acid through. And she says, okay. So she does it towards the wall. And she says, where do I do it then? Towards the water. On the safe side. And so she does. And she says, and then it basically, this new quirk that she created was Big Fire Hose. Not fire hose, but Big Acid Hose. Big Acid Okay. Big Acid Hose. And that's the quirk's combined name. Because it looks like basically a fire hose on the end of it. It looks like that, but just bring out acid instead. And One for All mixed into the bunch. Remember, One for All is helping copy along, so it's also helping the copies along as well. It's helping with big hands, so it's actually twice, basically, the normal size of Kendo's quirk when she makes it big. It's twice the size. For Jiro's, it's making them more sharper at the points, basically, letting you basically making it look like a drill. It's more sharper and more defined. And then after that, and for Mina's quirk, it's making it more, it's usually a clear coat. It has a small tingency of a blue, then a little bit of red, and a little bit of orange in there sometimes. It's basically increasing the toxicity by a ton. And she fired it into the ocean. As soon as the acid touched the water, it ate away at the water, basically. It ate away at the water, going down, touching the bottom of the sand there, and disappears. Because there's so much water going into it, it's making it purer. It was eating away all the salt. That's what it was eating away at. First it was the water, then it was the salt, then more salt, then more salt, and more salt. So, for a quick second there, you had, basically, clean water. No purifying. Basically, it was already purified. Izuku, before it got contaminated, as again, he grabbed a small bit of the water there and put it in his barrier, basically putting a small barrier there, focusing small barrier, grass. And he takes this barrier, he grabs out from his bag a little tube, basically, opening up the cap, pouring in that, putting it back in the bag. And Mina says, "Huh? What was that for?" "Oh, I'm going to test something for your quirk anyway. And seeing if, with One For All mixed into it, what would happen. You understand? This is the best way to understand it. Plus, you've been training your quirk as well. And this is how I'm changing Monoma's quirk. Potential of power that the user gains. So basically, where your quirk is at now, like Mina's quirk is at now, that takes basically a copy of that and moves it over to Munichi. And One For All mixed into it makes it a little bit better. A lot better, actually. So it would seem like a double quirk. And to pass it off as a normal quirk, she's just saying, well, I have a friend who's allowing me to use this quirk because he did not make it into the hero course. That's going to be her story for this enhancement quirk that she has. And remember, if she takes a strength quirk, like Sugar Rush or Sato, she needs to take sugar intake, but she becomes more dumber, but she can use that with another quirk like Muscular. Muscular? No. Muscular. The Muscle Dude. And well, you got 2 strength quirks. One, a muscle enhancement, and another one that is a strength enhancement. And with copy also being used, I did a little bit of research. It takes a day for the quirks to go away. But for this anyway, I'm going to say it's going to be a week. The time limit that she uses her quirk for, can keep the quirk for, is a week. And Izuku says, now test the other things as well. Basically swapping Jiro's and Mina's out. And anytime her hands turn pink, the giant fist turn pink, but instead of spraying acid, she's spraying, basically, little earphone jacks, basically, out. Remember, they're sharper than normal, so, and with the acid effect, as soon as they touch, they start melting away. You understand? So it's not wasting any, you can't have a leftover quirk area. So it's just melting away as soon as it touches the ground, but it's firing out like a little earphone jacks. But they're a lot bigger than normal because you're using the base as Big Fist. Bigger, it increases the size. So over to Mina's quirk. Now, it would be the same result as before, but acid first, basically turning her hands into a pinkish color, then earphone jack on the tips. But instead of on the tips, they're on the knuckle. On the knuckle of the thing. They're on the knuckle. And then she uses Big Fist, basically, and her fingers just grow instead, not her hand, just her fingers. So she makes a fist, her fingers are going over and touching her back of her arm, saying, okay, this is weird. But the things on the, so basically anywhere the joint is, basically right now, that's where, the earphone jack is, basically. The knuckles, then after the knuckles, and after the knuckles. So it's basically all there, so basically it looks like she has a giant thing on the back of her hand. And when she says, what happens if I touch the ground? She touches it, it starts melting away. So she picks it back up. And then she backhand slaps one way towards the ocean as it starts spraying out of that. Anytime Mina's quirk is involved, that Izuku is usually grabbing a small thing and saying which order it is in, and writing it down on a piece of tape, taping it around a small vial, and seeing what it does to the ocean, basically, and seeing what mixes and what doesn't. Basically, he's grabbing a small amount of acid before it evaporates and dilutes, basically. And after that, it's Jiro's turn. No, it's Mina's turn again, but with big hands. Not big hands. Mina, basically, turning her hands to pink again. With big hands, instead of, changing her whole entire hand, it just changes her palm into giant size. And then she activates, earphone jack. There's a giant pink spike, basically, in her palm of her hand, basically. So just imagine a giant, just hold a cone or something in the palm of your hand, and imagine it's twice the size of Kendo. Basically, it's like that, so it's pretty heavy, so she has to hold up her arm just a bit more, using more force, and she uses the acid part of the quirk. It's hollowed out on the inside, so it's on the very tip, it's hollow, like, maybe two, so it's like this much hollowed out, so it would be, okay, hold on, okay, so it would be right about here, it would be hollowed out, and all the way up to here, so here to here, it would be all hollowed out there. And it would be closing in after in. So it would be closing up. So it would be closing up into a small piece. And then there's a small tiny hole. And remember, it's basically condensing all that force into a tiny being. So just imagine Ayama's nasal laser, but tiny as a laser beam. Like a laser pointer for cats. Imagine that, but acid. And it's super condensed. Basically, a laser beam, like, you can barely see anything out of it. So imagine that out of your hands, and it's twice the size of Kendo's big hands. So it's basically, she points it at the wall over there, and she says, "Can I test this out on the wall over there?" "Sure, but we need to find a person with an earth quirk, at least, to repair it." And she says, sure. So or you can lower down the acid, or you can lower down, what percentage the acid is at. Yeah, I'll do that. So she's using it at non-lethal. Basically, it can barely make a dent to the wall. But remember, it's condensed. It's condensed acid firing at a laser a cat toy, basically, length. So she fires it at non-lethal at the wall with two hands, and she does a circle motion. Zing! A piece of the wall falls out. Not a piece, but it went in basically 5 feet into the wall. And Yuzuku said, "Monichi, I told you to use it at lesser acidity." I did. That's the funniest thing. But I think the condensity is higher, she says. And he scratches his head and says, "Okay, now on to Jiro's quirk." So use Jiro's quirk first. She does. Then after that, use big hands, or use big fist on it. So it's the earlobes. Basically, at the end of it, it just gets bigger. Basically, it's the smallest thing there. It's just at the very end, it's twice its normal size. And remember, it's sharper than normal. And then says, use the acid part now. The cord on the thing turns a pinkish color. The metal on the thing turns a little pinkish. And fires out a tiny little beam that she can control. She has 2 of them because she's using it on her earlobes. Yeah, after that, she says, okay, now I'm going to do... She does, Jiro's, Mina's, basically turning it... The metal turns purple instead. And Jiro says, there's one more thing you can do with my quirk to let you guys know. You can extend the length out. So she does extend the length out. It just increases, and then she activates big hands. The tube on the side basically increases in size by a bit, by 1 times. So its size by 1. Or, in other words, it's basically 2 times the size of it, but 1 times the size. So basically, its size is its length and size times plus 1. Or times 1. Whatever you want to say. Basically, it's adding on the amount of numbers the size is, and adding that number to the other side. And combining it together, basically, making the thing a little thicker. At the very tip of it, it's a little pink. And at the very end of it, she extended it out a bit. And, well, at the end of the tip there, after that, it would be, after that, it would be, I'm getting tired of the picture. After that, it would be... Wait, we're talking about my niche in here, so... It would be... Hold on. Where is it? There it is. Now, we're talking about my niche with one furrow now. Yeah, so it's there. After that... Sorry if you hear any noise from upstairs. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Like I was trying to say before, it would be basically 2 times its length and size for easier terms. Sorry. like I was trying to say before, sorry for that long pause. I thought I had it pause. Um, so, so it would be Jiro's, Mina's, and then Kendo's. Kendo's quirk, at the last part, it would make it bigger, and the thing just, the tip at the end would make it a little bit bigger, and at the end of it, she uses the acid then. After she uses the acid, oopsie. Sorry for that. After she uses the acid, after that, we're going, she makes it, she can just, it's like another fire hose, but smaller. So it's a miniature fire hose. It's a miniature fire hose. Okay, give me a second, guys. Hey, guys, move over. Move over, come on. Yeah, there. I'm going upstairs. But I will try to keep on talking. Yeah. I almost fell down the stairs. Like I was trying to say before, it's a little more difficult. A little more. Give me a second. Like I was trying to say before. Okay, I'm upstairs right now. I have to cut it off short because of looking at the time. Besides, it's Monday for me, so I have school tomorrow. If any of you want to support the channel, please do. It will help me make more videos and see if you like this content. Like this type of content. Or like this type of video. I'm going into a lot of detail and wasting a ton of time, but I'm only going to do it when I'm exercising, because it's going to keep me distracted and not make it feel like I'm wasting an hour. So I have to cut it off here. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys like this video. Please leave a like. You don't have to. Give me feedback, please. Anything helps. I mean anything. If you guys just want to chat, I'll chat. Just tell me, you guys, what you guys want. I'll try to do my best to get it out. I'm doing YouTube right now for the money and stuff to help my family. So, well, thank you guys for all the stuff that you do for me. So, see you guys. Bye.